Happy snow day. I hope everyone had a great day and stayed warm. It certainly was beautiful to see. I'm not a big fan of winter, but you can't dispute that snowfall is always pretty gorgeous, and especially that we don't get that much of it here. When it does happen, it is special. It also forced me to get back to the studio and do some stuff downstairs, which I haven't done in a while, really since before the holidays. So it was fun to come down and work on some projects. So today I'm going to take you through the creation of a ChuckieBaby. ChuckieBabies are shadow boxes that I've been making for, I would say, the last 15, 16 years. It was a little creative endeavor that I started, and it was one of the things that really has had some staying power. So any child that's touched my life who is 16 or younger, I'm sure has a ChuckieBaby. Usually they are a monogram or a child's name. Tonight I'm going to be creating one for my great niece Grace. So please join me through these steps. It should be fun to see. They're great fun to make. So some of the product that you will need to create a ChuckieBaby, you'll start with a shadow box frame. These are available from the arts and crafts stores. Sometimes you can find them in IKEA. In the beginning, I primarily got them at IKEA, and then through the years, it had become more and more difficult. So now I'm onto these. I think they're from one of the big box craft stores. So you'll need that. You'll also need some craft paper letters. These are heavy duty letters. They usually come either in a craft paper color or white. You find this kind of stuff in the scrapbooking section of the craft stores. These I usually will start this way, but I'll paint this and stamp it and make these feel a little bit more special than that. You will also need some various different sticker things that you also find in the scrapbooking section of the craft stores. I have gathered these forever and ever and ever, and sometimes I only need a couple of pieces and parts, so they just keep gathering up, and I have them organized based on animals, little boy, little girl, fun, playtime, arts and crafts, like some different topics. This particular ChuckieBaby that I'm making, I want it to feel, like I said, more adult, so that it has some staying power in Grace's room throughout her lifetime. So I'm going to use this stamp, I'm going to use some flowers, I might use a bird, and I'm going to do her monogram. All of that will be put onto a painting that I will create, which becomes the background. So that will be the next step to this process. So I'm layering this watercolor paper, which I cut to the size of the frame, and I'm creating like a subtle background as I tape this off and I stamp this, creating a background pattern for all of the things that will become part of this shadow box. Grace's monogram, some little novelties from the scrapbooking section. You will watch how this all comes together. So the background is painted on watercolor paper, some stamping, and I painted my letters. And this is now how I start to assemble the shadow box. Grace's initials, or you see, are GDS. So we're going to get that centered on that background. And then I start to think about what are the things that I want. Do I want to have a little butterfly? Do I want these really awesome, what look like vintage stamps? Do I want one of these to be added into this? So what I will do now is I will mount the two side letters and leave this center letter flexible because I'm going to add some embellishment kind of along here. So I'm starting to get this assembled. I've attached these two letters. This stuff is mobile. I am going to now, with a cookie cutter, you know, I use these little stamps for everything. We'll pick a stamp. I think this little flower is kind of cute, reminiscent of that little flower. And I'm going to stamp some colors, and then I'm going to get the final pieces of this mounted, and I will show you a finished product. Here it is, my completed Chucky baby for my beautiful great niece, Grace. This is such fun to create. These are such fun to make. I love, love, love doing this. Like I said earlier, I don't get to do it as often as I used to, but when I do, it's always just fun, 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 pure joy. As always, thank you for tuning in and being part of these do-it-yourselves and these creative journeys that I'm hoping you're enjoying taking with me. Please remember to follow us on the This Is Chuck page on YouTube. And when you're there, subscribe, share, like. It's the only way I'll know that if what I'm doing is working, and I need all the input I can get from all of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being part of this new, exciting endeavor that I'm launching. I appreciate it. Have a great evening and stay safe out there. We're getting more snow.